If you are wondering how to lose weight with Hashimoto's or hypothyroidism, in today's video, I'm going to dive into 5 actionable steps that can make a real difference, not only to your Hashimoto's and your hypothyroidism, but also to your weight, to your health, and the way you will maintain your health long term. And no, don't worry, we're not going to be restricting your carbohydrates and calories. Let's dive in. Hey, Julia Talbot here, and together with my husband Paul Talbot, we are certified holistic nutritionists with over 10 years of experience helping you create healthy hormones, healthy body, and the life of your dreams naturally. If you are new to the channel, hit subscribe, hit the bell to stay up to date with our latest videos. So, how to lose weight with Hashimoto's. If that's what you would like to achieve, I totally hear you, because it's important to feel good in your body, it's important to feel light in your body, and it's also important to make sure that you are reversing your Hashimoto's and restoring your thyroid condition. So let's dive into the 5 actionable steps. Without further ado, number 1, don't think about weight loss at this stage. And again, I'm going to repeat that. Don't think about weight loss at this stage, and you will understand why in a moment. So first, let me know in the comment section, how much weight would you like to lose, and what has your experience been with hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's? I know a lot of people start to struggle when they have hypothyroidism or thyroid issues, Hashimoto's. They start to struggle with gaining that excess weight, yet there is a reason why you might be gaining weight. So this is why in this first step, you're not even focusing on weight loss. So what are you focusing on instead is this: understanding what we need to balance in your body first. So there are a couple of things that we're going to do here. First, we are going to run some basic tests to understand where you are at with your hormones. So you will test your full thyroid panel. And when I say full thyroid panel, I don't mean just TSH and T4 that your regular doctor will test you for. You need to test more than that. So take a pen and paper, write that down and take that to your doctor. So what are you going to test for is TSH, T4, T3, very important, anti-TPO, anti-TG antibodies. So that's your full thyroid panel. As well as that, we're also going to test some key nutrients that affect the health of your thyroid in a big way. So we're going to test folate, we're going to test B12, we're going to test vitamin D, we're going to test full iron panel, including ferritin. Yes, so we need ferritin as well in there. And we're also going to test your CRP or C-reactive protein. So that's the basic panel, because we need to understand what is the root cause of your weight gain. For example, if your T3, which is an active, so it's active thyroid hormone, levels are too low, you will have a lot of fatigue, you will have hair loss, you will have all the hypothyroidism symptoms. And you will struggle to move yourself, to exercise, and hence you're going to be, your diet will go out of balance probably because you're not exercising and mentally you're not in the right place. And then you will start to struggle with gaining weight. Yes, so you're not moving your body, your diet is out of balance, you're feeling sluggish, you feel fatigued, your sleep is probably affected. So we need to understand, where are you at? Now, if you are like one of our clients who just say, you know what, tell me everything I need to test myself for, and I'll do all the tests I need to. As well as that basic panel, and by the way, you can get started there. You don't have to test more, but it's very helpful. So as well as that basic panel, you'll test for more things. So as well as everything that we've talked about, you'll test your gut. So GI map test, that will dive into your gut bacteria and see if there are any fungi, parasites, viruses, and so forth. You can test your hormones, you can test your kidney profile, you can test your adrenal glands, which is so helpful. Sometimes people say, oh, I've got thyroid issues, I've got so much fatigue. Well, it's actually more related to your adrenal glands, although your thyroid will affect your adrenal glands and your adrenal glands will affect your thyroid health. So we'll test your adrenal health. And as well as that, you can also test your liver profile and your lipid profile and your kidney profile. So just like do a big blood work to understand, where are you at? Because when you have that bigger picture, when we work with our clients and they come to us with the results, it's much easier to pinpoint as to what's happening. Yes, you'll test your hormones, and maybe it's your estrogen that's out of balance that we need to address. So do you understand why we're not even focusing on weight loss at that stage? And yes, we've worked with clients who actually did no blood tests at all, and they experienced amazing results because we put them on the right lifestyle plan. But it's so much more helpful to understand, where are you at? Are we dealing with too low T3 levels? Are we dealing with really high Hashimoto's antibodies? Are we dealing with adrenal fatigue, or on the other hand, excess cortisol levels? Are we dealing with gut imbalances, like for example, H. pylori, which can be causing your autoimmune disease? So what are we dealing with? What are we working on? So we're understanding your root cause here, and we're assessing your health. Are we talking about really low vitamin D and vitamin B12 levels, for example? Is your folate in a healthy range? What about your ferritin? Maybe that needs to be boosted, and this is why you're feeling fatigued. So when we have that bigger picture, it is so much easier to create the right plan that can help you move forward. Now, the plan that I'm going to share with you here has helped one of our clients reverse her Hashimoto's antibodies in a very short space of time, so literally go from high to normal within a short space of time. And also help another one of our clients, Nidia, reverse her hypothyroidism symptoms, so that is fatigue and constipation and other issues that she was experiencing in a matter of just weeks. So let's dive into it. Okay, moving on to step number 2, and guess what? We are still not focusing on weight loss in this step. And you will understand why. So based on the first step and what we find out there, we create your personalized roadmap. So you need your personalized roadmap, and that's going to be, based on the root cause that you are dealing with. So whatever is the root cause, although once again, a lot of root causes can be corrected with the nutrition and lifestyle plan and supplementation and so forth. Yeah. So what is your personalized plan? And in case of Hashimoto's, yes, we will need to exclude certain trigger foods. We will need to include the foods that are going to start helping you reverse inflammation. And you'll also probably need a couple of supplements to help you deal with your root cause. So I'll give you an example. So we're going to exclude gluten, foods like gluten and corn, dairy, soy. These are huge triggers for Hashimoto's. Yeah, so if your goal is to lose weight, but you've got Hashimoto's and you're consuming those foods, your Hashimoto's will keep getting triggered. We need to deal with Hashimoto's, and then we'll be dealing with weight loss, which, by the way, can start happening naturally without you even thinking about it. We'll talk about that in a moment. So we're going to exclude trigger foods. We're going to include foods that help you reduce inflammation. So lots of fruits and vegetables. We'll talk about a specific plan. Stay tuned in the next step. And also, we are going to deal with your root cause. So for example, if your root cause is Candida, H. pylori, gut infections, we need to work on those. Yes, so you need to have a plan to help you address those. If your root cause is nutrient deficiencies, yes, you need to correct deficiencies so your body can start balancing itself. We'll work on that. If your root cause is adrenal insufficiency, or on the other hand, too high for cortisol levels, we need to start balancing your cortisol levels. And in case with cortisol, if your adrenal glands are too low, then you'll need plenty of rest and recovery and restoration. If your adrenal glands are overactive, you will need plenty of rest, recovery and restoration, along with the right plan. So first the right lifestyle plan, so you're not you're not causing inflammation in your body, and also certain herbs and supplements like, for example, passion flower, holy basil, ashwagandha can help you balance your adrenals more, but supplements will not work on their own. Yeah, so that's very important. If your diet is just all over the place and you're including a few supplements, that's not going to work. You need a holistic plan. As well as that, we're also going to include certain nutrients that can be very positive for your health, for the health of your thyroid, for the health of your body, for the health of your adrenal glands. So plenty of vitamin C in your diet and balanced nutrients. And also certain seeds like black cumin seeds have been scientifically proven to help people reduce their Hashimoto's antibodies. So we're going to include those into your diet as well. And also we'll include some other nutrients. So for example, making sure that you consume in sufficient amounts of zinc, making sure that you consume in sufficient amounts of selenium. 2 Brazil nuts a day will do it for you. You don't need to supplement with selenium. And then also making sure that your vitamin D levels are optimal. So if you're too low, you will need to supplement with a little bit more D until you catch up. And then from there, you maintain it, or you just get the sun when it's there if you live in a warm climate. And B12 and so forth. So we're dialing it all in. All right, so the next step, if you're looking to achieve weight loss with Hashimoto's, is the right lifestyle plan that's going to work for your body. And I can tell you what is the wrong lifestyle plan. Absolutely never ever, if you've got Hashimoto's and hypothyroidism, never ever go on a keto diet, low carb, paleo diet, or any diets that restrict your carbohydrates. It's a huge mistake. Again, don't be driven by weight loss. Weight loss will happen naturally as a result of you organizing things in the right order. Yeah, so it will happen. You will understand how. So what we're going to do instead, you're moving away from any diets that restrict your carbohydrates. Do not focus on weight loss. It's very important for you to understand. Because if you focus too much on weight loss without considering your greater health and Hashimoto's in mind, because you need a different plan than a lady down the road who hasn't got Hashimoto's. So we are going to make sure that you consume in sufficient amount of carbohydrates. And again, science proves when you restrict your carbohydrate intake, what will happen is that the active level of your T3 thyroid hormone will drop. You don't want for that to happen. Absolutely no way. So what we're going to do instead, high carbohydrate diet, plant foods, and healthy amounts of nutrients and fats and so forth, and protein and so forth. So high carbohydrate diet, about 80% of your calories are going to come from carbohydrates, 10% from fat, 10% from protein. And of course, you're going to be consuming plant foods. Why am I emphasizing plant foods? Well, there are reasons behind it. First, a 10-year of experience and hundreds of clients who we've helped who were not achieving results on any other diets. And second, very important, science. Science backs it up. So for example, this study shows how vegan diets can actually help you reverse hypothyroidism, protect your thyroid. This study shows how vegan diets lower your inflammation, so C-reactive protein. So when you're switching to plant foods, inflammation in your body goes down. So important when you're reversing Hashimoto's. If you've got inflammation, if you've got Hashimoto's, you don't want to be causing more inflammation by consuming animal products. You definitely don't want to be restricting your calories. You don't want to be following fat diets. You don't want to be going on regular weight loss protocols where you are eating 500 calories a day. Forget about that. Again, your focus needs to be health, restoring your thyroid, and weight loss will happen as a result of that when you have the right plan to follow. Okay, moving on to the next step, how to lose weight with Hashimoto's, and I am breaking it all down for you. So if you are an active female, on average, you should be consuming about 2,000 calories a day. Yeah, so if you divide that into 2 meals or 3 meals, you will get specific amount of calories that you need to eat at each meal. A lot of your calories, 80% of your calories, will come from carbohydrates. So high carbohydrate, plant foods diet, and it's going to be also sufficient in green leafy vegetables, sufficient in nutrients and minerals. So you're going to consume enough protein, and you're going to consume enough other minerals like selenium, for example, and you're going to consume enough vitamins and vitamin C in your diet. So making sure that you can consume in diversity of food, so that, eating colors on your plate, and making sure that you consume in sufficient amount of carbohydrates. And you've got simple carbohydrates, which are fruit, which are so good for your body. They're so easy to digest, very easy to eliminate. They don't sit in your stomach for too long. So it's a very quick process. So you consume them, your body digests it quickly, it comes out of the other end. It's not sat there for too long. It's not putrefying in your gut. It's not causing that fermentation. It's not causing that bad bacteria to build up in your gut. So that's very important. So it's cleansing, detoxifying, it's anti-inflammatory. It's bringing the amazing nutrients into your body. So those are simple carbohydrates, and you've got complex carbohydrates. So those are your gluten-free grains, so brown rice and quinoa and buckwheat and whatnot. Yes, so those carbohydrates as well. So a high carbohydrate diet, 80% of carbohydrates, 10% protein, 10% fat. So you're making sure that you consume a sufficient amount of protein, 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight. So that's a rough estimate. It's simple to consume that with plants if your diet is balanced. And also you consume insufficient amounts of fats. Now, you need to be very careful with the fats that you are eating, because you need to strive towards the right balance of omega-3 to 6. And you need to make sure that you're within that balance, so you're not overeating on omega-6, which can cause inflammation in your body, and you consume insufficient amount of omega-3. What are the sources of omega-3 on a plant foods diet? You've got flax seeds, you've got chia seeds, and some other nuts and seeds, but these are the most omega-3 dense sources. And of course, you can also supplement with algal oil. Again, vegan, omega-3 sources, clean, good for you, yes? And also omega-6 sources, avocados, nuts, seeds, most nuts and seeds, and so forth, yes? So making sure that you are not causing further inflammation by eating way too many nuts like pistachios, for example, and almonds, for example, and you're not looking after your omega-3 balance. A lot of our clients make this mistake. Omega-3 is important, and the balance of omega-3 to 6 is important. So your weight loss plan, you are not restricting your calories. Instead, you are focusing on nutrient-dense foods. You are focusing on plant foods. You are eating a lot of raw fruits and vegetables, which are naturally low in calories and high in volume. So you're eating big meals, satiating meals, delicious meals, smoothies and salads, and delicious whole food, plant food, dinners, and so forth. So tasty, so colorful, full of flavor, full of life. You're rebuilding your body, you're rebuilding your hormones, and at the same time also you are starting to lose weight because you're consuming fewer calories than you were before, due to the fact that plant foods are naturally high in water, especially raw foods, high in water, high in volume, but low in calories. All right, so you've done all that. The next step is going to be your maintenance plan. And you see, when you come across change is often complex for a lot of people because it involves you changing yourself, changing your perceptions, changing your habits, and also changing your environment, changing the way you live in your environment. A lot of people are not going to push through those challenges that they will come across. This is why many of our clients hire us. And this is why some of them choose to work with us, on a longer term basis, because they know they need that help to establish habits and then keep on going. So what you're going to do is this. You are going to focus on your lifestyle and building your lifestyle. It's not a diet. It's not something that you can follow. I'm just gonna reverse my Hashimotos, then I can go back and then it won't come back, because it will. Yes, so if you've got an autoimmune disease, like all chronic diseases, they don't actually go away. Yes, you can reverse them, you can send them into remission, but they're there. And you have to be on top all the time, on top of them all the time, in order to make sure that you are living and thriving and experiencing the level of health that you're here for, that you're there for your loved ones, and you're able to rebuild your life. And here is a question for you. What sort of price are you willing to pay? Suffering comes at its own price, yet health comes at its own price as well. What price are you willing to pay? And when you decide on that, you commit to it and you don't change your mind. If you choose health, it's a one-way track. It's a challenging one sometimes. It's lonely, so it involves a lot of changes in your life, but it's worth it. And you're doing something amazing. Okay, so if you want to understand how to put it all together, we've created a special free online masterclass that will dive into the 5 steps our clients use to lose 10 to 50 pounds of excess weight, reverse their autoimmune disease and thyroid and hormonal imbalances naturally, and achieve the body and life of their dreams. So the link for that is rossomhealthy.com/webinar. Go and grab yourself a spot. It's been watched by thousands of people with amazing feedback, and we're sure it can help you make a real difference as well. Thank you so much for joining me for this video, and I'm going to link this video to another video where one of our clients, Nydia, will share her Hashimoto's and hypothyroidism recovery story. See you there.